Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sheboygan A's baseball here at Wildwood Park. My name is Mike Martin, and along with Jordan Lorenz, we will be bringing you today's doubleheader versus the Chicago Rippers of the Chicago National Senior Baseball League. Yesterday, Sheboygan handed Chicago their first two losses of the season, winning both games in come-from-behind fashion, 12-9 and 6-3. Sheboygan is now 5-1 on the season, Chicago 9-2. Starting pitcher for Sheboygan will be Dawson Salvoski. The rest of the starters for Sheboygan, we have Harry Stelt over at first, Bennett Becker at second, Jacob Neese at third, Riley Palmquist is the shortstop, Brady Zachariasen is in left, Gus Walker is in center, and Ross Christ is in right. Salvoski will be facing this batting order from Chicago. Leading off will be Mike Bowling, number 12. Number 33, Greg Ludwig, bats second. Mike Kuda, number 0, bats third. Number 17, Tony Sanchez, is batting fourth. Hitting fifth, number 4, Toby Farrell. Batting sixth, number 25, Julio Medina. Batting seventh, Tony Gaffino, number 8. Number 29, Todd Shawchunk, is batting 8th. And batting 9th, number 11, is Mike Martin.
Good to see him back in the 9-hole.
Yeah, looking for those third out in an inning. He did it last night in the two games. Mike Martin made the last out 5 different times.
5 of 6 is not bad.
Oleg fouls that one straight back. Dawson Salvoski played his high school ball at Sheboygan North, making his first appearance of the season for the A's. Big right-hander. Ball in the hole is taken by Neese, and he makes a strong throw and gets the runner by a half a step at first. What a play by Neese.
We've seen Neese struggle a little bit over at third base, but that, no doubt about it, his best play of the season. Diving effort, heck of a throw, got it there, didn't even need a hop. Fielded cleanly by Stout.
When you see Jacob, the way he can throw from third base, it just wonders when is he going to start taking the mound, because he has a very good arm. Greg Ludwig is up next. Ludwig had a nice 2 games. We remember him mostly for his fielding. He made some really great plays in the outfield. Ludwig in game 1 was 1 for 4 and was 0 for 1 in the second game. He walked a couple of times and had a sacrifice bunt. But he's a dangerous hitter. You got to keep track of that boy.
Had that very good bunt down the first baseline in game 2 yesterday. This game 3 of 4. We still got one more coming up in a big slate between these two teams. The A's looking to sweep and win all 4.
The wins yesterday for Sheboygan were Chicago's first 2 losses of the season. They're now 9-2. I was talking to the guys after the game too about what happened at first base when that it was in the 6th inning. Kruger was the guy running down the line. All of a sudden he came up lame and was down. What happened was, you were right, the ball did get past Harry and was in foul territory, but the runner never touched the base. So Harry got the ball, tagged him, third out.
Kind of a consolation prize for him going down, but I guess that's how it's going to be.
And they weren't sure whether Kruger would be able to play today. He seemed like he pulled his hamstring pretty bad. Ludwig draws another walk. We mentioned he had 2 in the second game. Didn't have any walks in the first game, but he's got a good eye.
Salvoski, a Sheboygan native, lettered in 3 different sports. 3-sport kid in high school, goes to Ripon College as he finds his way in the strike zone. 0-2 is the count. In 7 games played last year at a 7.71 ERA, only started 2 of those 7. Gave up 18 runs, only 12 of those being earned. Just 1 home run given up, so not a long ball guy. you'll see more of the ground outs and little pop outs.
Hopefully. These Chicago boys can hit the ball pretty good. Bouncing ball. Jacob not able to make the play there. I think he overran it.
Yeah, I was going to say he had to reach behind him and made it a really tough grab. Couldn't get a hold of it. Runners now on first and second with just one out.
Yep. Give Jacob an error on that. That brings up Tony Sanchez. In talking to CJ before the game, David Arnold, the big slugger from yesterday, is not here today.
I'm sure the A's had a breath of fresh air when they saw their lineup, the Rippers lineup that being, and didn't see Arnold listed in it. He was a problem child in both games, but obviously homered twice in game one as the Rippers scored 9, but ultimately lost 12 to 9.
Sanchez looks like a pretty good hitter too. Big guy anyway, barrel-chested. It's a line drive out to left. Ludwig held at third, and then he was too late for him to try and run home on the miscue from Zach Grisson. But case is, we have bases loaded, only one out.
Mike Martin wanted to send him. He was watching the ball all the way through, saw it wasn't fielded cleanly over in left field, but ultimately it was Ludwig, like you said. He just kind of hesitated a bit, and then by the time he decided he was going to run, it was far too late.
Joe Farrell is up. Hey, Bill, what do you got for this kid's first name? Juba. Okay. Juba, different Farrell than Joe from yesterday. Dawson Silvosky in a big jam here in the first inning. Let's see if he can work out of it.
A's had a few situations yesterday where they had the bases loaded and couldn't do anything with it. The Rippers going to try and capitalize early here in the top half of the first. They were scoring runs early in both of those games yesterday. I know they scored 3 in the first game. They scored a few early in the second as well.
Pitch is just off the corner. Steve Walsh behind home plate in this first game. Doug Steinke on the bases. We saw Doug the other night. He was working that Kewaskum game. Farrell goes down on strikes. A big out for Dawson. That brings up Julio Medina, second game starting pitcher.
Silvesky only had 4 Ks in his 14 innings pitched last season, so good to see him on the board with one early here in this game.
Game time weather report. We have 62 degrees at game time. It's overcast here at the ballpark. And the wind is blowing out briskly to left field, so
Once
anything
again
hit to left field is going to get a boost. Breaking pitch by Silvosky, just touching the outside corner, breaking away. Medina not able to catch up with it.
Medina did a great job on the mound yesterday for Chicago. Hopefully it doesn't affect his arm strength or anything behind the plate swinging the bat.
Silvosky makes a nice play, tosses it to Harry for out number 3. Chicago loads the bases in the first with only one out, but comes up empty after a half inning of play. Chicago nothing. Sheboygan coming to bat.
Conditioning. Keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier. Turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
When a Bud Light legend comes back, they do it carrying a squeaky beach chair, an inflatable dolphin, and a cooler full of perfectly chilled Bud Light on hot sand, wearing only one flip-flop. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
Serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Let's go through the defense for Chicago. They didn't put it on the lineup card they brought up. Playing over at first base is Todd Shawchuk. Playing second is Farrow. He was over there both games. Kuda, pardon me. He was over there both games. At third base is Medina. Mike Martin is at shortstop. Ludwig looks to be out in left field. Bolig is in center. And looks like we'll have to get the rest of those positions to you in a minute. We can't
Ludwig's
see 'em
in
for
left,
right
I
now.
can see, but I can't. I think
Is that
might be Kuda in
Gaffino
right.
out in right field, you think? Number 8?
Oh, it could be an 8. Yeah.
On
So
the
that's
mound
Gaffino.
is Joba Farrell. And Ross Christ leading it off for the A's. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Oh, and 1-1 is the count. Bill, you got the defense figured out for Chicago? Okay, Sanchez is the catcher. He's number 17. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I was right. Not bad for a retired umpire.
What a play
Nice
over
catch
there
by
by
Medina,
Medina.
over near the wall fence.
Tracked it down and fouled ground as Chris pops out, and here comes Zach Risen. Big day for him yesterday. 2 RBIs in the first
Brady
game.
had a nice night. Two for 3 in the second game, and 1 for 3 in the first game. Did she look back and give you the evil eye, Bill?
The opposite. Gave him a thumbs up.
All righty.
Well,
We'll just start calling him.
yeah, I was going to say it's either one or the other.
Maybe I'll just work on the first name, Brady.
Brody.
1-1 is the count. Sacrison. I was
Farrell's
just
got some
thinking,
speed on the
Joba
mound.
Farrell didn't come through, struck out in that first inning. I guess he had an excuse. He's a pitcher.
That is true. Can always go back and use that one. We were curious to see the depth of the Rippers pitching staff, and we'll see how long Farrell can go, because that'll certainly play a part in who's going to pitch game 2 and if they need any relievers in this one. A lot of question marks for us against the Rippers moving forward. But with a 9-2 record, you got to assume they've got some strong pitchers. It's just a matter of if they're here
Walking
this
out,
weekend
we
or
were
not.
with Jake Mills, and he was complaining about, he got 30 players on their roster, and they only had like 50. Oh, nice pitch right on the outside corner. Zach Grissom not able to pull a trigger, takes strike 3. But he was complaining that 6 of those players that didn't show up on the weekend were pitchers.
Oh, okay.
So he's way down in the
Well, and I'm sure
depth
Mills
chart
isn't
there.
a normal pitcher for him either. I'm sure he just kind of threw himself in there because he basically felt like he had to.
That's exactly what he said. Then, of course, he threw in, they didn't score after I came in.
Yeah, right.
Which he did a wheel of a job.
He struggled through that 3rd inning, but after that, not a bad day at all for Mills. Came in as a DH, or started the game as a DH, I should say, and ultimately ended up in a reliever role because Gonzalez only went 2 1/3 in that first game.
Harry taking the first 2 pitches for balls. It's 2-0. Martin at shortstop, you can't tell on that shot, but he's about good 5 feet on the grass of the outfield.
And they shift, and it
actually
works
was
perfect.
a great position. Throw gets over to first in time, a little wild, but nice play by the first baseman, Shawchuck, to catch it and then tag Harry out. And A's go down 1-2-3 after a full inning of play, no score.
Car. With free pickup, you can. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
The great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family-owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community, and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Getting ready to start second inning action. Chicago send up their right fielder, Tony Gamfino. Gamfino played in game 1, pardon me. Played in game 1, was 1 for 4. Interesting, the 3 times he made out were all to the right fielder.
He's consistent.
Yeah, in that regard, for sure. Get that ball up in the air. Walker's there for the easy catch.
Can of corn.
Todd Shawchuck.
He's got a different jersey, yeah. I was just looking at that.
He, I think he plays for their senior softball team too.
I like this jersey better though that he's got on.
It's very colorful, that's for sure.
Rip City, it says on the front. Got a little bit on the sleeve. Numbers seem to be bigger and bolder. Last name as well, yeah. Big swing and a miss.
Yeah, healthy cut. Big guy, just like Arnold was.
A lot of lefties for the Rippers.
Yeah, they got enough of them, that's for sure. That one's a little looper. Palmquist and Neese, neither one able to get there in time, and it's a single out to left field. An excuse me hit. And that brings up, he can't do it this inning.
Double play.
Chunker guy would have made out. Mike Martin would have a chance to be the third out again, but not this time. Unless he hits into a double play.
Yeah. It's still possible.
Yeah.
It's a whole new day for Mike Martin. Yeah, it would be.
That would be impressive.
Not if he's trying to sack bunt, then you're not going to. Unless it would roll right back to Stager and he could throw it over to 2 real quick.
Speaking of Stager, Hunter Stager is behind home plate today. Catching his, I don't think they were classmates at North High, but they both attended North High. We have 1 out. We're in the second inning. Foul ball off of Stager's mitt. Shuchunk is on at first base with that single to left. Martin, we mentioned about his hitting. He had a tough day at the bat, 0 for 6. Looking for his first hit of the weekend. Bunts it. Nice play by Salvosky, and his throw is not in time. It's going to be an infield bunt single.
Picture perfect bunt down the third base line.
Wouldn't it just be a bunt single? Doesn't have to be an infield bunt
single. Yeah, it's a bunt single. I mean, you're not going to bunt it out of the infield,
no, but
are you?
I just mean a redundancy of saying it's an infield bunt single.
Yeah, true. It's an infield bunt single hit.
And the dangerous Mike Bowling is up.
Savosky got out of it. Bases were loaded with 1 out in the first inning. Now there's just a runner on first and second. He already has 1 out.
The one thing we didn't see from Mike Martin yesterday, he didn't have an opportunity, was the speed. He ran pretty good down that first base.
He has some good wheels. He's a great utility player for him, too. We saw him play catcher, third. He's playing short here today.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
He's a huge key part of this offense, or defense, I should
like
say.
That. Again, Chicago threatening. They had the bases loaded in the first. They have 2 runners on here in the second. That ball is hit high, not deep.
Carrying in the wind.
Yeah, it goes over to the left fielder, and Zach Risen makes the catch over there. Now there's 2 outs. That's going to bring up Greg Ludwig, who walked his first time up.
Savosky seems to have settled in a bit. The Rippers were kind of getting to him right away in the first inning, but now he's finding the zone, making some good pitches.
If I was to say about him settling in, what caused him to get there was that strikeout in the first inning with bases loaded and 1 out.
Confidence
Joba
booster.
Farrell struck him out, yeah, and a little pick-me-up, and then he gets the little grounder to first base. Hopefully he can keep it going.
2 on, 2 outs for Ludwig at the plate.
And the other thing is the 2 hits that Chicago has this inning. You know, it's not like they're screaming the ball.
No, yeah, it was just kind of right over the head of Neese.
Field.
Nothing he could do about it.
Yeah, a little dumper and then a bunt single. Good stop by Stager on a ball in the dirt.
We've seen plenty of pass
3-0.
balls.
See if Ludwig has the green light. Takes it for ball 4, and that's going to load the bases.
Stager going to have a little talk with Savosky out on the mound. Tell him, hey, you've been in this position before. There was 1 out last time you got out of it. Now we got 2 outs. Let's not give up a run. Let's go back. Let's hit some balls and take the lead.
Kuda reached on an error in the first. Hit that ground ball to Jacob Neese that he was not able to handle. Stager does a nice job behind home plate. Did a lot of catching his high school days. Pitch just a little bit low.
Not a bad first pitch.
Kuda with a good eye.
Certainly don't want to fall behind in the count with the bases loaded. Don't give him any extra opportunities. Is this the heart of the lineup for the Rippers?
Well, Dawson having trouble finding the strike zone right now. He goes 2-0 with Kuda. Bases are loaded, but there are 2 outs. And he bounces that one in. Not too late. got to battle back.
Just gave up the walk, not trying to do two straight on a 3-0 count. Here it comes.
Ground ball right down the line. Fair ball. 2 runs will score on this. A good hit by Kuda.
Got the green light, and boy, did he make the most of it. Down the third base line. Nice has been a busy man over there. And 2 runs score. It's a 2-0 lead for Chicago. Once again, jumping on Sheboygan first. The A's came back from behind in both of those first 2 games. They're going to have to do it again in Game 3.
What I was noticing was Brady Zachariason being very deep and left, and that's partially because of the way the wind is blowing out. You know, balls hit out there are going to carry, and he wants to be ready. It's easier to come in on a ball than it is, of course, to go back on one. But again, like they did yesterday, Chicago jumping out to the early lead.
Speaking of the wind, we saw that fly ball. Seemed like it was going out to Walker just a few at-bats and then drifted over left. And there was Zach Risen ready to make the catch.
Exactly. Swinging a foul tick into the glove of Hunter Stager. Sanchez doing the catching this first game for the Rippers. He singled his first time up. Just a little bit outside. Another pitch in the dirt.
Solisky once again falling behind bad in the count, now down to 3-1. 2 outs in an inning, but struggling to get that last one. He's given up 4 hits and 2 runs already through 1 2/3.
That's one of the things that Dawson has struggled with. You know, you look at him one inning, he's got pretty good control of the strike zone, and then next thing you know, he's just having trouble with it. Nice play by Harry in the flip to Dawson. Covering, and that retires the side, but not before Chicago comes up with 2 runs.
January, February, into March and April. Same way through. Every single second, every minute, every hour. All the whole year through. It is intense right here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's a lot of lemons.
Well, you know what they say when life gives you lemons.
We know the saying, Mark.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot.
Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the Queen? Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Joba Farrell warming up, getting ready to start the bottom of the second inning. Sheboygan down 2-0. Mike Kuda with a nice base hit right down the third base line to drive in a pair of rippers. But, hey, Sheboygan came back both games yesterday. So
certainly
nothing
out of
to
the
worry
question.
about.
Yeah, not out of the question at all. They're only down 2. They were down 3 in that first game. They ended up scoring 4 in the bottom half of the first to take the lead. So if it's anything like Game 1 yesterday, then the A's will come out and score 3 runs this inning to take a 1-run lead.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed
Wild.
Sanchez's throw down to second, but it was more like it was to bowling out in center.
He was the last out of the inning, so it took him a while. Martin was catching, and then Sanchez came out, and that was his first throw.
Brings up Jacob Neese.
Got moved to the Northwoods Chemical cleanup hitter spot. Stelt at the 3 hole. Neese now at the 4. First ball to get past Sanchez here today. We saw a lot of those yesterday.
Joba looked pretty good in that first inning. Got a 1-2-3 inning. It's around the plate. Has a nice easy motion when he pitches the baseball.
Throws hard. He's got a good breaking ball.
All the things we don't like their pitchers to have.
Absolutely. He's got to get a better grip on that ball before he can throw the next one. 1-1 count.
Check him for rosin.
Taking his time, that's for sure.
Yeah. Did you get the game start time, Bill? Bill, did you get, okay. He didn't, he wasn't paying attention.
We'll call it 102.
12:59, 1 o'clock, 1:02.
We got a nice 3-minute range.
It kind of depends on the end time. If the end time would be over 2 hours, then we'll call it a little later start and make it 1:59 game time. Length of game, I mean.
That one did not break as he intended. Stay up high to bring the count full.
3-2 to Jacob Neese. Waiting on deck is Jimmy Jurgensen. Jimmy had a real nice hit to end his day yesterday with that double. And Sheboygan has their first base runner of the game. Jurgensen came in the 6th inning as a pinch hitter in game 2 and ripped a double. I don't remember if it was left center or right center, but he hit it well. Hopefully Jimmy is breaking out of his slump and continue to hit.
Doesn't matter where he hit it. All that matters is he did.
Yes, exactly.
And he's got a chance to do it again here with 1 on and no outs.
Earl having trouble finding the strike zone. Jacob Neese is on at first, not taking a big lead. Another pitch out of the strike zone. The guy who was impressive with his move to first was Medina. He almost got A's runners 2 or 3 times in the course of the second game. Oh, I was talking to Nick Rodell, the base umpire in that second game.
Were you
Jordan,
critiquing about where he stood?
I said, I had a complaint about that. And he said he wasn't going to stand where Doug Steinke is now because of the left-handed hitting prowess of Arnold and Ludwig. So he opted for the other side, which seems pretty reasonable to me. Pop up on the infield. Medina.
It's going to drop.
Neither one caught it, but they're going to get the force at second. Neese had a hold up, and it was unfortunate, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely nothing Neese could do there. You don't want to stretch it halfway and then get thrown back out at first. So the unlucky bounce, the miscommunication by the Rippers doesn't work out against them. They still got the out.
Riley Palmquist up for Sheboygan. Riley's been the regular shortstop in all the games we've done for live stream. Pretty much a fixture there. Bouncing ball through the infield. And Jurgensen will hold at second.
Palmquist had 2 RBIs yesterday in that first game. Doesn't get one there, but he's continuing on the hot streak, hitting the ball very, very well.
The one name that he was Rookie of the Year last year was Joey Pettit. He hasn't been around yet, but CJ is thinking that because he's involved in baseball at UW Whitewater, and they're still in the tournament. That's the reason for Joey not being around.
It's a good reason
Joey
to not
played
be
around
around.
short last year. That's why I bring it up.
Don't quote him on it.
Well, it's sent out over the internet, CJ. You're responsible for those comments. Nice cut and fouled back by Hunter Stager. Yes. Got to have runners on first and second. Bill was asking if it was an infield fly rule on Jurgensen's pop-up, and it was not, because you have to have runners on first and second or the base is loaded.
Stager with a 111 career average for the A's. Went 0 for last year in his 11 at-bats.
I wasn't going to mention that, Jordan. Let's be positive with
I was going to bring it into a positive.
Come on, Hunter, rip a shot, baby. Show 'em where you live. Oh, swung at a high one. And that's strike 3. 2 outs, leaves it up to Bennett Becker. Becker playing at second base again today. Seen a lot of action early this year. Jordan, we got to come up with a quiz question.
We do have to come up with one. I'll think of one.
Okay.
I'll look through some numbers. I'll try and figure something out. There's a high ball. Bill, you only got 1 out on the scoreboard out there.
2.
It's okay.
It's all right. We're a team up here. We work together.
That's why I'm here.
You know what that means, don't you, Bill? Perfect game is gone.
Gone in the second inning. Well.
What?
We don't talk about it.
Nice pitch by Farrell on that fastball. Becker 3-1 on the count with 2 outs. Be looking for a pitch to hit.
We're not all perfect, CJ. I'm sorry.
Walk to Becker. And that turns it over to Gus Walker. Walker playing center field, hitting in the 9th spot. In game 1 yesterday, batting in the 9th spot, Gus was 3 for 4. We won't mention what he did in the second game, batting leadoff.
Well, that's what happened.
Because we're trying to keep it positive. But let's hope this 9th spot is a charm.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Big spot for him.
There's a line drive. That's a base hit. That'll score 2. Walker is going to dive into second. He legs out a double. What a hit by Gus Walker from the 9th spot again. A 2-run double, and the game is tied.
I said it. I said A's would score 3 innings, just like they did in the first game. They scored 2. And now it's all up to Ross Christ to try and give the A's the lead.
You know what's really nice about these runs is we're getting them with 2 outs. I mean, we did it twice in one of the games yesterday where clutch hits happen with 2 outs, and here we go again. And that takes us to the top of the order with Ross Christ, another really good hitter. And we have good speed on second. Anything to the outfield could score 2.
Ooh,
you know, if
missed.
a guy likes to get to bat a lot, but you're hitting in the 9th spot, you know, you're going to put him down there.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah, it is very weird.
That's where he thrives. That's where he's comfortable. Let him be there. Leadoff is an entirely different thing.
Good stop by Sanchez on a ball in the dirt, and he was able to get over and stop it.
There you see the 50-50 raffle coming through. One of the beautiful things you're missing if you're not here at Wildwood Park.
Yeah, spend your money.
Spend some to win some.
Oh, there's a line drive to center and a nice running catch by Bowling. Oh my, he got a great jump on it and made the catch. But not before Sheboygan scores 2 and ties up the ball game. After 2 complete, we're all tied, 2 apiece.
Water personal hand sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Last year's financial year, excuse me.
Sometimes you need to get out.
The great outdoors.
Free pickup's easy. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
All ready for the top half of the 3rd inning. As it's going to be Farrell, the pitcher, coming up to the plate. He's the 5 batter, and he'll be against Silvecki, who gave up 4 hits and 2 runs, but the A's tied it up in the bottom half of the 2nd. That's all that matters.
Joba Farrell leading off 3rd inning for the Rippers. Way to fill in there, Jordan.
I try my best.
We were talking about Silvosky, Stager, Gussie, and Becker all played baseball for North High, and whether they were teammates. Line drive, just foul. Boy, that was close.
Rippers are attacking that third base line, whether it's intentionally or not. That one would have been danger.
I want to go back to the Wednesday game. The umpire at home plate, remember how we had those balls right down the line, and he never made a signal.
Nope.
Mr. Walsh, the home plate umpire, signaled foul ball as soon as the ball bounced foul.
Very animated is Steve Walsh behind the plate as there's a good strikeout from Silvestre.
I got a feeling he's originally a Manitowoc guy.
Yeah, he is.
I know
his kids go to Lincoln.
I don't know if it's a cousin, Pat Walsh. Does that name sound familiar to you?
No.
Pat Walsh and I graduated the same year. Pat was in Manitowoc, and he might have been part of that championship basketball team.
Could have been.
Julio Medina up. Julio grounded to Harry Stelt, his first time up.
There you go, attacking Nice again. Throw from third to first. It's a good one off a hop. Stelt fields it cleanly
nice
to get the
play
second
by
out.
Harry Stelt on the other end. The short hops are easier to pick than the long hops.
Because you kind of have to guess the long hops. The short hops, you kind of have to guess the long ones. The short one, you can just kind of stick your glove right above there.
Out there in the ball, take care of it, take care of the rest.
Goes right in it like a magnet.
Tony Gaffino hit to center field his first time up and pops it up on the infield. Bennett right there. Quick one pitch out and a 1-2-3 third inning. Good way to get the other team out after you score 2 and then get them out 1-2-3, and then you come back and hopefully can score some more in the next inning.
I've never really been into this sappy, corny, mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it. You are completely and utterly
Awesome. Great. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I could never get through this world without you. You are really close to my
Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time I...
Get down, get down!
There you are. You always have...
My back, my back. I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things.
Yes, things.
Are serious and kind of important.
You gotta hold it like a baby bird.
And
please be quiet.
Listen. You hear that?
That's a little something I like to call
friendship.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
No, there was something missing. Leading off the third inning for Sheboygan is Brady Jurgensen. Brady took strike 3 on a pitch he didn't like too much, but thought it was a pretty good pitch by Farrell. Brady will try to turn things around this at bat.
Personal preference, a pitch you might like, he might not. You never know, all hitters are different.
A nice crowd again today. We had a little over 200. Line drive, one hopper to Martin. He's not able to make the play. Picks and throws, not in time. Gets by. I think that would almost have to be an error. What do you think, Bill?
Yep, error. Bill
E6.
said error. E6
was
popped
hit
up
hard,
on the board.
but should have been played.
Basically
Good
a
hustle
routine
by
one.
Tony Sanchez, too. Did you notice that? Oh, he's running down, covering on the throw in case it got by. Just what the catcher's supposed to do.
They don't always do it, though.
No.
Especially on a one like that, you know, you think, oh, he's got that. Martin doesn't make mistakes, and then there it is.
That was a good play by Martin to pick the ball up and still be able to make a throw. He had a chance.
Good wheels, though, by Zach Risen, able to get over to first.
Hey, did you see what... CJ, did you see the T-shirt they have in the press box? Hammer Time? Direct result of Eric Hasenstein being in the house.
Hope they don't have to pay royalties for that one.
Eric doesn't know what that is. So we don't have to worry.
Don't have to worry about it.
One and one to Harry. Brady's a base running threat over at first.
He's got a big, healthy lead over there as well. And if he would have taken on that one, would have made it easily on the slow breaking ball that ended up in the dirt.
Martin again off the dirt. He's about 2 or 3 steps on the outfield grass.
Worked last time.
It was a good good reason it was good he was there the first time because that's where the ball came.
And that's why they do it. The Rippers shifted him yesterday. And now they're putting Martin back. They know what they're working against.
And Kuda's over on the other side of second base.
There it is again.
Oh boy.
So this one was deep enough. Martin didn't even have a
Yeah.
play at second to the wheels of Zach Risen, and by the time he threw over to first after he pumped, the throw was late.
So what, did he pump his throw to second?
He did pump, and then he saw it wasn't there, and then he took a second and a step, and then he threw to first.
Wow. Fielder's choice for Harry Stelt. Pretty amazing. I thought he had a clear play at second base on the runner.
Okay, he didn't come to the ball either, which was kind of a thing.
Yeah,
he
he
let the
waited
ball
for
roll all the way to him in the grass.
Jacob Neese takes first pitch strike. Jacob, the Northwoods Chemical cleanup hitter, again tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. That pitch stays high, evens the count at 1-1. Zach Risen is on at second. Harry Stelt is on at first. Sheboygan threatening. There are no outs. There's a drive. Actually, a pop-up in the short left that Martin retreats on and makes the catch. Easy out. Brings up Jimmy Jurgensen. You mentioned it yesterday. Jacob had a great play ball tournament. Was named player of the tournament and has not
cooled down
been able to
significantly.
maintain that hot pace.
They're keeping him in the heart of the order, though. They're letting him go at it.
Yep. Good change of pace there by Joe Farrell. Had Jurgensen fooled. Kuda moves back to his normal spot between first and second, and Martin moving up onto the infield dirt. There's a drive to deep right field. That ball is back there and out of here. A home run for Jimmy Jurgensen, a 3-run shot.
Got absolutely all of that one. The right fielder gave up on it. He knew it was gone. Tailored all the way out over the Stengel family sign. Go A's, go indeed. They jump out to a 5-2 lead.
That's the kind of power that Jimmy brings to the lineup, and you got to like that.
His 12th career home run with the Sheboygan A's.
Riley Palmquist is next. Riley singled his first time up.
Just as the A's did in the first 2 games yesterday, coming from behind. They're not afraid of a little deficit. Granted, they are only 2-3 runs that they're down. Still, they're keeping their heads in it, and they're fighting as they now lead 5-2.
So Lasky's look pretty good, too. Hopefully he can keep that up. Ball is hit out in the right field. Gaffino over and makes the grab.
Both teams with 4 hits and an error. However, the scoreboard indicates differently in terms of runs. 5-2, the A's are leading. They made the most of their hits, and a 3-run shot will certainly help things.
We like that run differential part of the line score. Steger up. Hunter, pretty smart kid over there at North. I know he earned a couple of scholarships his senior year. I was able to go to the ceremony where they issued the scholarships, and didn't hardly recognize Hunter out of his baseball uniform. Had a shirt and tie on.
That's always the thing with football I have a hard time with. You got all the padding on. You can barely see what they look like, and then you finally see them. Baseball, a little different, but still. Formal wear to baseball gear, totally different.
Pitch in the dirt for a ball. We have 2 outs in the inning. 3 runs in. It's a 3-1 count to Hunter. Should get something to hit.
Second time around, the A's have gotten to Farrell. They're starting to figure him out, as there is indeed strike 2. I think he kind of sold that one a little bit. I think he knew it was in there, but...
Full count. Hunter looking to keep the inning going. That pitch is down low for a ball. And Hunter draws the walk with 2 outs. That brings up Bennett Becker. Boy, that blast by Jimmy was a long one. Bennett walked his first time up. Hunter, not much of a base stealing threat. Don't expect him to be running.
You said that yesterday with Martin. We don't see a whole lot of fast catchers, so not too uncharacteristic of him to kind of stay put at second.
Was pretty fast, though.
Lorbecky is the one, yes.
Ooh, that one hit right off of the catcher's shoulder. Ouch.
Steve Walsh will go out to the mound, give him a little bit of a break as Sanchez took that one on his right arm.
I wanted to check that game 2. Lorbecki did reach on a base hit, and he advanced to second, but it was on a wild pitch,
on
not
a wild
stolen
pitch,
base.
okay.
Yeah, those are stingers when you get hit on the shoulder. Tony Sanchez hanging in there, shaking that right arm.
Ball always finds its way to the only unpadded spot somehow.
Isn't that the truth? Breaking pitch up high. Plenty of times doing umpiring duties where that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Another pitch is high. 3-1 is the count.
Farrell had a chance to get out of it with 2 outs, but now he's got a runner on. He's behind 3-1 in a count. Things could get interesting for the A's. Gus Walker due up next. Not a man Farrell wants to face. The scariest 9-hitter you'll find anywhere, I'd argue.
Yeah, Bennett with a healthy cut and a swing and a foul back. Of those 3 runs on Jurgensen's homer, only 2 of those are earned. As Brady Zach Risen reached on the error on the shortstop. And ball 4 puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Gus Walker, who doubled in a pair of runs in the second inning, is up again. Gotta like the high stirrups, Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Not too many players
helps them out a little bit.
Wear their pants in that fashion. Gus going old school.
Ooh. Outside strike 1, that thing he's faithful or not a fan of.
Even Gus looked back to question that
he had
call.
to second guess it. And nearly identical spot, falls behind 0-2 early in the count.
Got 1 pitch left, 1 strike left, I should say. Steger with pretty good speed. Not a base stealing threat, but has fairly good speed. On at second. Bennett definitely a fast runner over at first. And Walker took that pitch. Just missed his shoulder. Good inside-outside action by Farrell. And you got Walker to swing and miss, and that ends the 3rd inning, but not before Sheboygan scores 3 runs on a long home run by Jimmy Jurgensen, and after 3 complete, they lead Chicago 5-2.
Modern air conditioning, keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer.
When a Bud Light legend comes back, they do it carrying a squeaky beach chair, an inflatable dolphin, and a cooler full of perfectly chilled Bud Light on hot sand, wearing only 1 flip-flop. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then our dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
Serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Leading off in Chicago, first baseman number 29,
Todd Truchuk leading off the inning for Chicago. Truchuk reached on a not a check swing single, but he certainly didn't hit the ball very hard. It was just out of the reach of Jacob Neese and Riley Palmquist. It landed in short left field. Dawson Silvosky still on the hill for Sheboygan, doing a nice job. Truchuk playing first base today for Chicago. Hits a line drive out to left, but Christa's right there to make the grab. And that's one out in the fourth inning. That brings up Mike Martin. Martin off the schneid for the weekend. He was 0 for 6 yesterday. Bunted his way on back in the second inning for his first hit of the weekend. We were talking about Mike Martin earlier on. You talk about the different positions he's played. He has also coached third. Also took the manager's duty running the lineup card out in the pregame. So Mike appears to be a very valuable member of the Chicago Rippers, and not just because of his play on the field, but also his contributions off the field. It's kind of indicative of Mike Martins that I know. Martin taking that 3-0 pitch for a strike. Hits that one hard out the center, but Walker has it measured and makes the grab. And that brings up Mike Bowling.
Center fielder, number 12, Mike Bowling.
Mike 0 for 2 in the ball game so far. Grounded to Neese, who made an outstanding play and got him by a half a step, and Bowling flew out to left. Silvosky able to navigate a couple of jams, had the bases loaded in the first and only one out, and got out of that without a run scoring. And did allow 2 runs in the second, but didn't allow any other damage after that, and has retired the last 6 batters in a row. Make it 7. Nice play by Harry. And after 3.5 innings of play, Sheboygan on top 5-2.
All right, fans, it's time to play a little truly and true value trivia. Jordan is standing by with this afternoon's contestant in the grandstand. So, here is your trivia question. What Sheboygan A's Hall of Fame pitcher won the team's Most Valuable Pitcher Award 5 times in his 10-year career? Was it A, Tim Spiro, B, Jason Bartelt, or C, Michael Casper? A. All right, he is going with A. Unfortunately, that was not correct. The correct answer was C, Michael Casper, who won the award 5 times out of his 10 years. Thank you for playing Trilling True Value Trivia.
They had the A's trivia question, and who had 5 most valuable pitcher awards in his 10-year career, and it was a question made specifically for Bill Wagner, because the answer was Mike Casper. Did you get that one right, Bill? Yes. So did I.
I know. The girl, she was trying to teach those little boys how to do the dance, and she wasn't even with them, and she gave them the gift card. So, yeah, so I was like, well, that's very nice.
Leading off the inning for Sheboygan in the fourth will be their leadoff hitter, Ross Christ. Ross hit a screaming line drive to center field that could have driven in another run, but running up to make the catch was Mike Bowling. We talked extensively about him yesterday and his defensive prowess. He showed it again today on Ross Christ's line drive to center.
You survived up here without me?
We didn't go to a commercial break, but that's all right.
That's okay.
Fans like it when...
they like listening to you more?
Well, I didn't talk.
I
decided to ease the pain.
Good idea.
Nice line drive, base hit to left by Ross. He's on. And Ross, of course, is a base-stealing threat. He had a stolen base yesterday in Game 2. Zach Risson is up next.
A lot of fans in the house for Brady. Here tonight, he's looking to impress on Memorial Day weekend.
Just like we all are up here.
A lot on the
Bill
line.
Wagner, our field announcer, lost his perfect game a couple innings ago. C.J. Skelton never would admit to a mistake, but he's running the show up here basically, and then they got Jordan and myself. Brady popped that one out of play. That could be a banger.
Ow.
Oh, a thump.
Right over C.J.
The impossible happened before the game. As Zach Grisson's mom stopped up here and told CJ she liked his music.
First time for everything.
Bouncing ball to third. Nice scoop by Medina. Gets his balance, throws across, not in time. It's going to go as an infield single. Made a nice scoop, but then lost his balance.
Yeah, not good footwork on that one over there at third.
You know, it's tough. You're trying to get the ball and keep your balance, and sometimes it's just a little too much. Nice play by Medina, just couldn't finish it off. Yeah. Maybe I was a little too quick giving the hit. What do you think, Jordan?
Well, let's see what Bill thinks.
Bill, what do you think on that?
Bill went hit?
Huh?
Hit.
Okay. Even CJ said hit, so now it's official.
Thought about checking him back down at second.
Sanchez fooled Chris. He had him diving back in.
It's a tough spot for Farrell, I should say. You got the heart of the lineup for Sheboygan. There's no outs. They got two on. This is
arguably Sheboygan's best hitter in Harry Stelt.
It's going to be a tricky situation for him to maneuver out of. Gave up 5 runs in the past 2 innings. Gave up 2 in the second and 3 in the third. So maybe that means this will be a 4-run inning.
Yeah, if we can get it. We have a little bit of time with nobody out with 2 runners on. Let's go with our trivia question of the day. This, Bill and CJ, you guys like this one. This one's from Jordan. Jordan wrote this question. What is the A's longest win streak last year? How many games? Throw is way off the mark. Harry goes down on strikes for out number 1. What was the longest win streak last year for the Sheboygan A's? That brings up the Northwoods Chemical cleanup hitter, Jacob Neese. By the way, fans, you guys can try to answer that too.
CJ says 5.
Bill, offer up a... Yeah, right. 4, we got 4.
You
5.
guessed 6 earlier on.
I guessed 6 before I knew the answer. Line drive to deep left, but foul.
Oh, boy, did he hammer it, but he was just a little bit ahead.
You know, if he doesn't swing at that, Christ has third base stolen.
I think it was a double steal.
Could have been. Runners were on the move.
They tried to check down Christ 2 times.
Drive out into right center field. Racing over is Gaffino, and he makes a sliding grab for out number 2. Nice grab by that right fielder. That brings up Jimmy Jurgensen. Also, brief timeout to visit with Farrell. The answer, by the way, first of all, the question again: what was the longest winning streak of the Sheboygan A's last year? Bill guessed 4, CJ 5, I guessed 6. It was 5 games was their longest winning streak. And we try to always keep things positive. What was their longest losing streak?
Let me look. 4.
Only 4.
Only
so that's
4.
a good thing.
But I was looking at it, like CJ said, a very up and down year. The team was 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 5-5, 6-6, 7-7, 8-8, 9-9. I mean, they were a very 500 team all year round. Anytime they would get a few wins in a row, a few losses would seem to follow. It was just one of those years for the A's, but not this year to start 5-1.
Jimmy takes that first pitch for a ball. Obviously, they were out talking to Farrell about how he might want to pitch to Jimmy. Interesting that Chicago first baseman is pretty close up. Not that he's necessarily actively holding the runner, but I would suspect he'd be deeper at his position in case anything is hit down the line. Jimmy takes that pitch for a strike.
It's one of those things when you play up close to the plate and you're inside the batter's box, something that seems inside, it's going to catch the side of the plate. And that came in for strike 1 of the at-bat.
2-1 is the count. Line drive. Nice stop by Martin on the backhand, and he flips to second for the force. And that ends the 4th inning for Sheboygan. After 4 complete, the Sheboygan A's lead it 5-2.
With free pickup, you can. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
Me spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Some defensive changes for Sheboygan. Now pitching is Ethan Scherg, and moving in behind the plate for Hunter Stager is Justin Schnell. Ethan, one of those players that you like to have. He can play all over. We'll get the numbers for Salvoski in just a minute. Leading off the inning for the Rippers will be Greg Ludwig. Ludwig playing left field today.
Leading off for Chicago, left fielder number 33, Greg Ludwig.
Sheboygan native. You know, some of these numbers not always the ones you want to end up reading, but ended up with a 15 ERA last year. It was a little bit inflated. In 8 1/3 innings pitched, he gave up 14 earned runs, struck out 9, and has a career 11.01 average after 2 seasons with the squad. Pitched in 17 innings 2 seasons ago, and then that went down to just 8 1/3 last year.
For Dawson Salvoski, he went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. Both of those were earned. Walked 2 and struck out 2. No home runs allowed. Pitched very nicely in this ball game.
3-0 calling early. It's nice you could actually fill that out, because last night with Rindfleisch, we thought, oh, after the 5th inning, he's at 100 pitches, he's done. But no, now we know for sure.
He gave
this
up
is the final stat line.
Yeah, he gave up that 2-run single to Kuda in the 2nd, and then he retired the next 7 batters he faced. So finished up very strong. Good outing for Dawson. Count is 3-1, and that pitch comes in high, and Ludwig walks for the 3rd time in the ball game. And he didn't look very happy about it.
No, he wants some pitches to hit. It's not fun when you just sit up there and you take a high ball inside, you follow him back, and then you're walking. Schager will take some time to get into things, but Ludwig, a very patient batter. Certainly not the best one to face when you're not throwing strikes.
Could have had that 2 RBI single back in the 2nd. Schnell with the throw is on the mark on the other side of second base. He gets the base stealer, but with the throw wide left, it allowed Ludwig to slide in safe at second with a stolen base. Wasting no time either.
Good throw, definitely would have gotten him, as the count is 0-1. Got inside for a strike. That a big part of the at-bat, at least.
Oh. There's a drive out to left center field. It's going to drop. Ludwig racing around third. He'll score without a play. Good hustle by Ludwig and a nice hit by Kuda. Boy, that guy's been pesty all weekend.
Good throw. Potentially could have gotten him from the cutoff, but didn't even attempt to do it. So that'll be a run coming in for the Rippers to make it 5-3.
Tony Sanchez is up next. Sanchez having his work cut out behind home plate. Farrell hasn't had the best control, but Sanchez has hung in there as a catcher and even has a hit today. Nobody out and a run in already for Chicago. They still trail at 5-3. Sherrod comes set and delivers another pitch out of the strike zone.
He's got a very quick move out of the stretch, but something I'm noticing is he seems to be throwing more for speed than accuracy, so he's kind of just putting all he can behind it. Ball's ending up in the dirt or a little bit outside. If he takes just a few miles per hour off of that ball and can focus it more on the strike zone, things could be looking good for him. He's got a very quick move, as you see there.
Ethan trying to keep Sheboygan in the lead. Infield is deep at 3 of the 4 positions. Harry, of course, holding the runner at first. Zachariason remains pretty deep in left. Walker and Christ are not quite as deep in center and right.
Beautiful
and
breaking
Sanchez
ball.
Can't catch up with that breaking ball. Goes down. That brings up Joba Farrell.
Be curious to see if Farrell stays in the game in the bottom half of the 5th. He's not pitching poorly. He got out of the jam back in the 4th inning. 5-3 is the score. Yes, he gave up 5 runs and 6 hits, but he's been pitching well.
He'd like to have that one pitch to Jurgensen back.
That'll do it. A 3-run shot. Totally changed the landscape of the ball game as he takes a big cut and comes up empty.
Joba, tall kid. When he's on the mound, he's got a nice free and easy motion as he throws the ball. Sure got another breaking pitch, but out of the strike zone. Farrell offered at it, but was able to hold up. Game 2 will happen about 20 minutes after this game, 20 to 25 minutes.
They got to redo those batters boxes, that's for sure. Those things have been demolished in every game of the series.
One ball, 2 strike count to Farrell. Breaking ball is up. Couldn't pull that one down. He pulls it down. It's strike 3. 1 out in the 5th with a run in. Runner on first.
Just missed outside, and a 1-2 count goes full in a matter of 2 balls back to back. Good eye from Farrell at the plate. He's a pitcher. He knows what he's looking for.
Breaking ball got him swinging for out number 2, and that's going to bring up, I believe, a pinch hitter. Or is this Lugo? Darius Lugo pinch hitting for Julio Medina. Lugo was the catcher in Game 2 yesterday. Pitch gets through the 9-hole. CJ knows what that is. 5-hole.
CJ doesn't know what the 9-hole is. He knows
Okay,
what the 5-hole is.
then we'll call it the 5-hole. Then you don't know that. It's a pass ball is what it is. Yeah,
that's what I
between
say.
The wickets. Lugo was 0 for 3 in that second game when he was the catcher. That strike evens the count at 1-1. There are 2 outs. Kuda now at second.
Oh,
that hit Lugo. He's that one hurt.
Just completely lost hold of the ball, went inside, and now 2 on, 2 outs when he could have got out of it early.
Well, the only positive out of that, Jordan, is now we got to force at any base.
Makes it a little bit easier.
Gaffino is up next. 20 hit a fly ball to center and popped to Bennett at second base.
He's taking third. A good throw could get him here.
Yeah.
He waited 2 hops, Chanel did,
to
go and get the ball.
He took that extra step instead of picking it up and throwing. He took a little crow hop.
I don't think he expected the runners to advance, especially with the ball being in third base territory, but they sure did, and it worked out in their favor. Now a base hit could potentially tie this game.
Wild pitch allows the runners to move up. Yeah. Well, we got ourselves in a pickle. Tying run is at second base. And Gaffino at the plate with a 2-ball, no strike count.
Beautiful pitch to get back in the AB.
I was talking to my wife about hitters in baseball, and it seemed like when I was younger and played, the pitch you wanted to swing at was a 2-0 pitch because you knew the pitcher had to come in with a strike. And it just seems so frequently, especially if you watch even Major League Baseball, they come out of the 2-0 count, 2-0 pitch. They don't swing.
They just watch it go by.
Yeah, they just watch it go by so often. And I'm thinking, man, that's a great pitch to hit. They got to come in with a strike. And a swing and a miss at a breaking ball. And Shurg works out of the jam, allowing only 1 run to score after 4.5 innings of play. Sheboygan on top, 5-3.
January, February, second, every minute, every hour, all the whole year through.
It is intense right here.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's a lot of lemons.
Well, you know what they say when life gives you lemons.
We know the saying, Mark.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot.
Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the Queen?
Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Riley Palmquist is going to lead off the 5th inning for Sheboygan. Farrell still on the hill for the Rippers. Ethan Scherg came in for Salvoski in the 5th and got himself in a bit of a jam, but was able to work out of it. Actually struck out the side, Jordan, to get out of that.
Didn't seem like that's how the inning was going to start. If you would have said that to me, I would have been like, yeah, but
exactly.
Yeah, indeed, he got out of it, especially with 1 out, 2 runners on. Things were getting dangerous. Sure, he gave up a run, but A's still up by 2. And in the last game, when you said 2 runs wasn't enough, they ended up scoring 8 in the same inning. So you never know what can happen.
What I'd really like to see is a couple more runs by Sheboygan. There's a bouncing ball down the line. Backhanded stab, and the throw across is in time. Nice play on the other end by the first baseman to grab that throw by Lugo. Justin Schnell, the next hitter. This is Justin's first plate appearance of the ball game. Lugo showed a better arm on his throw from third to first than he did catching yesterday.
It's funny how it works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In a much more high-pressure situation, yeah. Maybe he is more comfortable at third. Might not be their leadoff or their primary catcher, I should say.
Exactly. Good point. Little bouncer behind home plate. He's not wearing his hoodie today.
A little bit warmer out, that's for sure.
Justin Schnell yesterday was 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. One ball and 2 strikes. We have 1 out. We're in the 5th inning. Sheboygan on top, 5-3, on the strength of Jimmy Jurgensen's 3-run homer.
You know, the A's have led the majority of these games. They're still all very close. I mean, yesterday was a few 3-run games. The Rippers came alive back late in those, so don't expect them to go down without a fight these games. While Sheboygan may seem in the front seat dominating, they're really not in any of them.
That evens the count at 2-2. Farrell has 3 walks in the game. And that one bounces in front of home plate.
He's completely lost control here. You had a 0-2 count, and now it's full.
Farrell
and the pitch count continues to rise for Farrell, which is a big key.
I was going to say he's got 4 strikeouts, and not that strikeouts are bad, but it certainly does add to your pitch count. 3-2.
I don't think any pitcher would ever tell you a strikeout is bad, but now he ends up losing them and walks the batter. Sends Schnell over to first.
Goes from 0-2 to a walk. That's a pretty good at bat. That was actually the 5th walk by Farrell. Bennett Becker has collected 2 of those walks. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Steve Walsh, our home plate umpire. Doug Steinke out on the bases. Pretty nice day for a game. Probably better for the players than the fans sitting in the stands.
It's true. We've had some cold ones so far.
Yeah.
Not us in the press box, though. We're never uncomfortable. Nice and heated and beautiful
Well,
up here.
If it gets a little chilly up here, we just close the window.
Close the window, turn the heat up. That foul ball scared a few fans over in the general admission area. They're looking for it, but I think it bounced in between an area.
They're looking, and they're still looking.
I think now they're going to go down and find it.
Breaking ball, strike 3 on the outside corner. Great pitch by Farrell, and Becker took it. And that's going to bring up Gus Walker.
That was a beautiful pitch. Maybe one of Farrell's best of the game. Caught the outside. Walsh calls strike 3.
Walker is 1 for 2. He had that 2-run double in the second where he had to leg it out. He really hustled for that double. And there's another line drive base hit to center field. He's got a nice stroke, doesn't he?
He is something else. I mean, there's just something about him this season. He's really turning it on.
I was thinking the last couple at bats by Gus, you know, he gets those base hits and it turns it over to the top of the order.
It's
so having
really
him in the
perfect
ninth spot
when you
is
think of
really
it.
nice. And Krista is a good hitter. Hopefully
Keeps
he
the
can come
momentum
through.
going, gets some batters on base for the top part of the lineup for Sheboygan. All good things all around. Wind picking up a little bit out in center.
Ross had a good rip at it, but pulled it foul.
Here's that situation you're talking about. 2 outs in the inning. The A's seem to do well and thrive in this scenario and score runs. Base hit could definitely send in 1.
Schnell's on second. He has decent speed. Martin racing behind. Line drive into right field, a base hit. Schnell racing around third. He's going to score as the throw comes into the second baseman. And Sheboygan adds another run to their total. It's now 6-3. And a nice hit by Ross Christ.
Back-to-back hits for the A's. They're starting to piece things together. Obviously, Farrell, they're getting to him a little bit more. Runners on the corners now for Zach Risen, who's had himself quite a great day.
And Gus Walker, with his good speed, went from first to third on the single. Zach Risen is 1 for 3 in the ball game, and he scored a run. Let's see if he can come through in the clutch.
He had 2 RBIs in the first game yesterday. Great weekend for Brady as he takes strike 1 inside.
It's always nice to respond when your opponent scores a run. You come right back in the next half inning and are able to score.
That happened in the second. Chicago scored 2. The A's tied it there in this inning. The Rippers obviously scored 1 in the top half. The A's have scored 1 to match it. The big key, though, they're 3 runs off the 3-run homer in the bottom half of the third. That puts them up 6-3.
Farrell with a couple of nice pitches to Brady. And comes with that breaking pitch. It's fouled up.
It's going to be caught in
first
fair
baseman
or foul
comes
ground.
over Shruchuk and makes the easy catch actually in foul territory, but not before Sheboygan comes up with a run in the 5th. After 5 complete innings of play, Sheboygan on top 6-3.
Cool Water Personal Hand Sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Last year's financial year, excuse me.
Sometimes you need to get out.
The great outdoors.
Free pickup's easy. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
Dylan Davis has come in to pitch for Sheboygan in the 6th inning. On the season, Dylan has gone 2 innings. Didn't give up any runs. He does have a win. So hopefully he can replicate that first performance. For Ethan Scherg, he went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 1 and struck out 3. And Todd Schruchunk.
Great defensive first baseman for this Ripper squad. He caught the
he's made
ball
a
in
couple
foul
of nice
grounds.
grabs
Yeah,
on those errant throws.
it's probably the different jersey. That's probably what's helping him.
Davis's first pitch is in for a strike. Big left-hander. Chicago came in with a 9-0 record. Jordan mentioned yesterday a couple of times about their success at the Las Vegas tournament. Schruchunk hits it all the way to the left field wall, and
it's only
he's going to have a single. Wow. How many times do you see that?
Well, I was a bit confused about the 9-0 record because I read on their Facebook that they were 5-1 in that Vegas tournament, so I don't know if they didn't count that in their overall record.
Christian Gonzalez, the starting pitcher yesterday, is running. Well, let's talk a little bit about that 5-1 versus the 9-0. This is information that when we were walking out after the game with Jake Mills, and I asked him, what was your record coming in? Because Bill had said something, we don't know what your record is. He was the one that told us it was 9-0. So.
Oh boy, this smells danger.
And they kicked the ball. They're not going to get any outs. Oh my. Somebody's got to take charge in there.
Well, the problem
Actually,
was 4 people were taking
going to take charge is a pitcher.
Yep.
He says, you got it. And then, point at the guy or let him know who's going to try and catch it.
Or he could have just taken it himself. It was only 2 feet away.
Yeah. Well, it didn't touch anyone. You got to give him a hit. And since his name is Mike Martin, it doesn't hurt quite as much.
Absolutely not.
But they do have 2 runners on with nobody out and bowling up.
The 7th hit of the game for the Rippers is a terrible sack. Bunt goes right into the glove of Stelt. Did he get the tag in time? No, he didn't.
He caught it on the bounce, tagged the base for the out, and then he tagged the runner, and I think the umpire is saying if you'd have tagged the base first, you might have gotten him. But as it is, they're calling him safe. The batter is out on a 3 unassisted. The runner on second, Gonzalez, advances to third, and Martin remains at first.
We've seen some odd plays at the ballpark this year. The play at first yesterday, the play against Appleton. There's a wild one in the play ball tournament. This now add on to it.
And not to make excuses for the umpires, but, they don't see those kind of plays either.
Oh, no, they just got to make a decision and stick with it.
Kind of throw you off a little bit. Smart play by Harry, though, to let it bounce and try and get the double play. That's what you call, Jordan, a veteran play.
It is. Harry's been around the block a time or two. Just kind of backfired in that scenario. 1-0
Good breaking ball. Apparently was a little bit outside. Ludwig is up.
No
Ludwig
surprise
has
to see
walked
him
all
ahead
3
3-1
times
in the
this
count.
game. Yeah, it's your chance to hit, man. Swing the bat. Ludwig taking
very
his time.
delayed
Almost
walk.
looked like he was struck out and he was walking towards the dugout. But it is
Yeah.
ball 4, and that loads the bases.
1 out. Obviously can get the play at home, hope for a double play, anything, but with Sure giving up a run in the last inning, Davis doesn't want to follow. They put him in here to hopefully get the save in the last 2.
That pitch looked pretty close to being able to be a strike, but
A little bit high.
Steve Walsh had it up high. You're right. Mike Kuda's up. He's 2 for 3 and has 3 RBIs, pardon me. Well, he's been quite a hitter all weekend for the Rippers. There's a drive to deep left field.
No.
That's a 3-run jack. Way out of here.
Try a grand slam.
A grand slammer, you're right. Ay, ay, ay. And they are on top.
Yep.
They are
7-6.
up. Grand slam home run.
Sucked all the life out of Wildwood Park as Davis comes in, looks good to start, then lets a few runners get on base, gives up a grand slam. And now the A's are down 7-6.
Yeah, 7-6 they're down.
We've
Not
yet
too
to
late.
see
We have the 6th and the 7th inning yet.
We've yet to see a bottom half of a 7th inning in this series.
And we might still not see a bottom of the 7th if we can get
You never know.
2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Hold in, bouncing ball to short. Palmquist makes the easy play across. 2 outs.
And, you know, this all
Boy,
goes back.
didn't waste any time either, did he? First
Absolutely
pitch.
not. But this all goes back to the no-call double play by Harry Stout with the bunt. Tried to get a little tricky with it. Ended up backfiring. Bases come loaded, and then a grand slam given up.
So Kuda's got 4, 5, 6, 7 RBIs. He has all the RBIs for Chicago today.
I think that's a pretty good day.
Yeah, no kidding. He had 1 RBI in that game, and
This
another
one
RBI
hammered,
in
but a
another
little bit
game.
ahead,
He's
and it
got
goes
9
foul.
on the weekend.
9?
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll want to make it 10 in the next game. Or potentially this game yet, too.
Going for the platinum sombrero if he strikes out 4 times. Is that what they call that?
Something like
I think
that.
he's got the he's got the golden one if it's 3 strikeouts. He's struck out 3 times so far. Bennett making the call at second base.
Oh, ooh.
And he's got it. That ends the inning, but not before Chicago comes up with 4 runs on a grand slam home run by Mike Kuda, and they now lead Sheboygan 7-6.
I've never really been into this sappy, corny, mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it. You are completely and utterly
Awesome. Great. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I could never get through this world without you. You are really close to my
Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
every single time I...
Get down, get down!
There you are. You always have...
My back, my back. I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things...
Yes, things.
...are serious and kind of important.
You gotta hold it like a baby bird.
And...
Please be quiet.
Listen. You hear that?
That's a little something I like to call
Friendship.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue,
and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Getting ready to start the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be the middle of the order. Harry Stout, Jacob Neese, and Jimmy Jurgensen. All three guys capable of tying this ball game up with one swing of the bat.
Not the first time they have trailed in this series. Maybe won't be the last either. But at the end of the day, only down 1 run.
You mentioned about trailing in the series. This is the latest that they've trailed in the ball game, a ball game.
And I believe, if you look over to our right, I believe that's Mills warming up.
Yeah, you're
we
right.
saw him come in for
Jake
relief.
Mills pitched in Game 1 of the series. That was yesterday.
Pretty slow pitcher, but after he got out of about an out or two, he made it all work out and got out of the inning.
You know, I never wrote down his totals from that game. Harry takes that pitch outside. It's 3-0. Boy, they give Farrell the lead, and right away he's 3-0 on the next batter. Not a good start to his 6th.
Not a good batter to go 3-0 against either. Red light, though, for Harry as he takes a strike down the middle.
Harry pops that one up into right field. Gaffino makes the easy grab. That was unfortunate.
Just got a little bit under it. And that'll bring up Neese. And if there's ever a time for him to come back alive, it would be now.
Jacob Neese is up. Jacob 0 for 2 with the walk. He hit one a ton. I think it was his last at bat, but it went way foul. That ball is hit up in the air to left. Shortstop racing out. Neither one can come up with it. And Martin grabs it and hustles it back into the infield. So Jacob comes through with a base hit to left on a ball. It looked like it should have been caught. And that brings up Jimmy Jurgensen. Boy, Martin was hustling out there. Thought he might have a play. He didn't. And just amazing that Ludwig didn't get it.
Kind of a lucky drop for the A's. But they will take any base runners they can now, 1-on-1 out.
Jimmy with a chance. Keep this rally going. Takes that pitch outside. It's 1-1. There is one out. Jacob Neese on at first. Waiting on deck is Riley Palmquist. Jimmy hit that one off the handle, foul. Jacob Neese not taking a real big lead over at first. A slow bouncing ball. And
he kept his foot on the bag.
Yeah,
wow.
You know what? I think his foot slipped off and he was able to get it back on the base. But nice play by the first base. By the first base.
Oh, yeah.
Gaffino now at first base.
He just skipped it right over there, and then Farrell made a diving play. It seemed like it was a no man's land for the Rippers, but somehow they were able to get the all-important second out.
Yeah, wow, that was pretty exciting. Unfortunately, they got an out. But Neese is on in second base now, and if Riley can come through the single, Jacob has an excellent chance of scoring. He's got decent speed. But it'll have to be a clutch 2-out hit.
All it takes is one hit. Could potentially tie the ball game.
Ball is popped up on the infield. Kuda calling, and catching. And that ends the sixth. After 6 complete, Chicago is still on top. 7-6.
Modern air conditioning, keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
When a Bud Light legend comes back, they do it carrying a squeaky beach chair, an inflatable dolphin, and a cooler full of perfectly chilled Bud Lights on hot sand, wearing only one flip-flop. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
You serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Darius Lugo is going to lead off the 7th inning for Chicago. They are on top on the strength of Mike Kuda's grand slam home run in the 6th inning. Dylan Davis still on the hill for Sheboygan, getting his 2nd inning of work started. A bunt by Lugo goes foul. Any way to get on. Game 2 of this doubleheader will start about 20 to 25 minutes after the conclusion of this first game. It'll be the 4th game of the weekend between these two clubs. Sheboygan won both ends yesterday. You're going to have a comeback win to get this one. Pop up behind first base. Chris coming in has to play it on a hop, and it gets by him, and Lugo is hustling into second, and he's safe. Leadoff double for Lugo. And again, not a ball hit real hard, but turns into good fortune for the Rippers. Tony Gaffino is up. Davis having a tough go of it on the mound today. Gave up that grand slam in the 6th. Allowed 3 hits and a walk in the inning. All of them scoring, and now he gives up a bloop double to Lugo. Ball fouled back. It's 0-2 to Gaffino. Tony looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Ball fouled back. Thinking back to Kuda's grand slam, that ball was crushed. It was a no-doubter off the bat. Zach Risden left just tracked it and followed it out, never ran back to the fence or anything. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lugo's on at second. his double. Another pitch out of the zone. Waiting on deck is Chris Gonzalez. Bouncer down the line. Foul. Just foul. Nobody out. We're in the 7th inning. Chicago on top 7-6. Threatening to add to their lead.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind adding an insurance run or two to that one-run lead. You're never safe against the A's.
Swing and a miss. Davis gets the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Gonzalez, I think. Yep, Christian Gonzalez. We mentioned Christian started game 1 yesterday. Had a tough go of it. Defense didn't help him out either. A nice breaking ball by Davis is swung on and missed. Ball is popped up right over Becker's head, and it drops right in between the two fielders for a hit. Lugo can only advance the third, but now Chicago has runners on first and third and only one out.
Mills will take over duties as the third basing coach. He was warming up. Potentially could see him in the 7th. That's a reliever that the A's have seen before, but first they got to worry about this and try and get a double play or get out of the jam without letting that runner from third come home.
Mike Martin had a tough go of it yesterday, but he's 2 for 3 in this ball game.
He got some good sleep last night and turned it all around.
Bunt. They're not going to get the run home. They will get the out at first. Give Martin a sacrifice. Advances the runner.
They got a lot of faith in Bolin coming up to the plate that he'll be able to get these runners home. He's got no room to work for, no sac fly or anything like that.
Yeah. Scott standing behind us counting or ripping the tickets apart for the 50-50 talked to some of the Ripper guys and said, yeah, we got to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. I wonder if they went to Judy's place for breakfast out in Newsburg. Bowling hits that first pitch foul. You got Lugo on at third, Gonzalez at second. There are 2 outs. Bowling at the plate. Line drive right to Palmquist, and it gets underneath his glove. And 2 more runs are going to score. Oh, my.
Reminiscent of game 1 yesterday, 9 runs on the board for the Rippers. That on their 11th hit of the day. The A's have their work cut out for them now in the bottom half. Had a tough play for Palmquist, too. That was no routine grounder coming at him. He had to make a decision of what he wanted to do, and by the way he slid down, it forced him to actually put his glove up, and the ball went right underneath it.
2 RBI single for Bowling. That was tough.
The sacrifice bunt paid dividends. Some would question it and think, why would you get yourself your second out? But it all worked out at the end of the day for the Rippers.
I actually think Martin was trying to bunt for a base hit. There's a drive into deep right field, way back there, and gone. A 2-run homer for Ludwig, and that breaks the back of the Sheboygan A's.
Bowling was sprinting towards third base, didn't even realize that ball was gone, but it puts the Rippers up 5.
3-run deficit was hard enough to try and catch up, and now you're down 5. That really hurts.
He's had an
Davis
8-run.
Having a really tough go here today, giving up 2 home runs.
It is not a good outing, all mental at this point in time, and now the bases are empty. You've got nothing to worry about. 2 outs, get the next batter out, and that's all you can do. I mean, A lot of runs, 4 of them given up with 2 outs.
Let's see if Kuda swings at the first pitch again.
He's got a vulnerable Davis, so why not?
Pitch out of the strike zone. Doesn't offer at it. It's ball 1. Rippers with 4 runs in the 6th and 4 more here in the 7th. And they've broken the game wide open. It's now 11-6, Chicago.
A win still not out of the question, but if the A's were to win game 1, it would have tied their longest win streak of the year with 5. As the team started their year 1-1 in the play ball tournament and then beat Ashwaubenon, Kewaskum, Chicago twice. Could have been a third as there is a 4-pitch walk.
It looked like Davis didn't want to have anything to do with Kuda, and that's going to bring up Tony Sanchez.
Had the catcher gear on, and never knew if he was going to be catching or hitting next, and he ends up hitting, and we might have a little discussion with Moyer out at the mound.
Ken Neese coming out from the A's bullpen, and Justin Schnell trots out there talking to Dylan Davis.
Rough day for Davis here. Came in relief, had a potential save scenario. He had a good 2 innings of work earlier in the season, but here today struggling against Chicago, who's put up 8 runs in the past 2 innings.
Yeah, all of them are earned, by the way. He had a 0 ERA coming into this game, and it's not 0 anymore. Check swing followed by Sanchez. Maybe that was the thing. They should have stayed up until 4 o'clock on Friday night. 4 o'clock in the morning. Pop up to shortstop is caught, and that ends the 7th inning, but not before the Rippers put 4 more runs on the board. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th with Chicago on top, 11-6.
Fire app.
Spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family-owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community, and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
All ready for the bottom half of the 7th. The A's have their work cut out for it, but Farrell's still on the bump for Chicago.
Farrell's had a pretty nice game. He struggled a little bit in the 2nd and 3rd, but
that can all be forgotten.
Giving him a lot of innings, that's key. You know, we mentioned that yesterday in the first game with Gonzalez. You only gave him a couple of 2 1/3 innings. Farrell's hung in there, and looks like he's on the cusp of pitching a complete game.
I wouldn't say he's getting stronger as the game went on like Ryan Flesch, but he's still throwing hard and he's doing good things. He gave up a run just 2 innings ago, but other than that, I mean, it's a pretty good day. Besides the 2nd and 3rd inning, like you said, not a whole lot of complaints from Farrell, and they're asking a lot from him.
Justin Schnell is going to lead off the inning. He walked back in the 5th. He came in the 5th inning for Hunter Stager. Falls that first pitch back. Another pitch fouled off.
Sheboygan has yet to lose an official home game on the air. That game they lost to Appleton. Sure, it was played here, but they were actually the visiting team in that game. So if the score remains here, this will be the first home loss of the year for the A's. Non-league game, obviously. All 4 of these have been this weekend.
Wind seems to have picked up. That flag is really blowing to left. Pitch just off the corner. Inside. Makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 7th. These double headers that we play throughout the course of the season will all be 7-inning games. Schnell hanging in there. Sheboygan with a 5-1 record. Jordan mentioned that earlier. Looks like they're going to go to 5-2. Not bad though for the start of the season. The only nice part about it, if you do suffer a loss, is that it's not a league game.
Exactly. These are the ones that you're allowed to lose at the end of the day. If your relievers are going to come in and give up 8 runs in 2 innings, that's okay. You might as well do it here. Don't do it late in the season when the league games are really heating up. It's all learning experience at the end of the day. You use the non-league games to get yourself better for league play, and you're facing a Chicago team that, no pun intended, can really rip the ball, so you're facing some real great hitters.
Bennett Becker up. He's 0 for 1. Walked his first 2 trips up. Farrell paints the outside corner with a strike. Waiting on deck is Walker. Thought A's starter Dawson Selvosky had a pretty nice outing. We'd mentioned his pitching line earlier. He did go 4 innings, allowed 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, gave up 4 hits, but he hung in there, worked out of a first inning jam without allowing a run to score. So nice to see that. Hopefully he'll make more contributions as the season moves along.
Interesting strike 2 call.
Yeah, I was just going to say that strike to Becker evens calling it 2-2.
Short-term memory in the game of baseball. If the A's end up losing this game, you forget all about it. You sign some autographs in between games.
That's right.
And then
it's
you come out.
Family day, isn't
it? Absolutely. And then you come out and win the 3rd game. Or win the 4th game, I should say, as there is a strikeout.
That was one of the better fastballs that Farrell threw all day.
If there's ever a guy to start a rally, it's going to be the 9-batter, Gus Walker. He has been on fire lately for the squad.
What are the odds in Vegas Sheboygan comes back and wins this game?
Plus 800, plus 2,000. Probably pretty high.
Probably greater than the odds on that Kentucky Derby winning horse. Was that Right Stuff? Is that his name?
Something like that.
80-1 odds. So I'm going to foul tick right into the mitt of Sanchez. Walker 2 for 3. Be interesting to see who Sheboygan will have chucking in game 4. You didn't hear anything, did you, CJ? I kind of thought he might be one of the pitchers today.
Davis Wilson, that being.
Yeah, Wilson has gone 2 innings.
A lot of D's to go around.
That was my report card. A lot of D's to go around.
D, 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 F here.
Pardon me? Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a Phi-Ed major.
Absolutely not. 2-2 count, could be down to the final strike.
There's a base hit to right. Walker's not done hitting.
All it takes is one to start a rally. Walker gets on. Now you got Chris, Zach Risen, Stelton East, Jurgensen all coming up potentially for the A squad. A 2-out, 5-run deficit rally. Who knows, right?
I like your attitude, Jordan. Keep it positive.
You said we're staying positive up here today.
Ross singled his last 2 times up, collecting an RBI in the 5th. That 2-out single. Pitch by Farrell is up high. CJ, you have any pitch counts for these kids? You're working hard enough. And I mean that sincerely. I'm not ripping on you, man. Do a good job up here.
Ooh, that one just barely missed as Chris jumps ahead 2-0 in the count.
Yeah, Farrell wanted that one. CJ multitasks every game. Walker with a stolen base. You know, he started to go, and then he stopped, and then Farrell delivered the pitch, and then he went again. He's kind of caught in no man's land, but CJ's right. Why are we stealing? It's a 3-1. That 3-0 pitch is a strike to make it 3-1.
This will be right about 2 hours, 10 minutes. Probably our longest game of the bunch.
Yesterday's games were 2:07 game 1, 2:12 in game 2.
So we're going to be right in the middle of there.
Right,
Very
yeah,
consistent.
Right 2:08 Bill says right now. And that's
but that'll be
4.
extended as Chris gets on.
And that brings up Brady Zach Risen. Gaffino, the first baseman for the Rippers, is not holding the runner, and the other 3 infielders are all back. There's a pop-up into short right center field, and it drops for a base hit. And running all the way and running hard was Walker. He will score on the base hit.
2-out rally from the A's. Runners on first and second. Still 2 outs remain. 7 runs they have now on 11 hits following the RBI single. And Harry Stelt coming to the plate. 1 hit could put this game within 1.
Harry gets on. Jacob gets to the plate. Jacob represents the tying run. So we have the tying run in the on-deck circle right now. And the way that wind is blowing out to left, if Jacob could get one up in the air, this game could be tied. And then it would be the longest game of the weekend.
Then the Rippers would have no choice but to go to Miller in the bullpen, who he sat down, and it's all Farrell the rest of the way. A lot of confidence in him as he throws very high inside. Don't think his speed has changed at all, though, throughout the course. I haven't seen him slow down. He's still pitching hard and pitching strong.
He's maintained, we talked about Medina yesterday kind of losing some velocity. Farrell has kept it here in the later innings.
He's throwing a lot more balls, though, as he's now down 2-0 in the count.
Chris on second. Zachariasen in on at first as he singled in a run. Harry Stelt. It's it foul out of play.
Still in that shift for Harry with Miller all the way out in the grass. They hit it to him twice. so far today, so it's working dividends for the Rippers. But Harry Stout, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on. He's trying to avoid going to that same spot.
Nice if Harry could get one to the right side of the infield. There's nobody over there. Pitch is up high. It's 3-1. Farrell comes set at the belt and delivers. Line drive out into right field. That'll score a run. And that brings a tying run to the plate. It's a rally for sure. Good piece of hitting by Harry Stout.
Fans who are here for the first day of action for Sheboygan will remember that 3-run shot for Jacob Neese in the first inning. Put him up 3-0. He had 2 home runs, 7 RBIs in that tournament. We feel like a broken record saying it, but we're trying to wake him up.
I know it's tough for the viewers to see Ludwig out and left, but he's just a few steps off the warning track. Christian Gonzalez, Bill says, is out in... Harry, play it safe, man.
He nearly got stuck.
Ludwig looks to be in right field. Christian Gonzalez out in left.
Gonzalez came in as the pinch runner for the Rippers' first baseman earlier on.
Right. There's a drive out in the left, but I think there's going to be a play on it by Gonzalez. Bowling comes over and makes the grab in deep left center field, and that ends the ball game. Sheboygan threatened, but couldn't quite catch up, and they lose game 1 of the Sunday doubleheader, 11-8. The line score: Chicago had 11 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. Sheboygan 8 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher was Joba Farrell, who goes the distance. The losing pitcher is Dylan Davis. We'll be back in about 20 to 25 minutes for Game 2 of today's doubleheader.